Hello, G-Man Division 5A. We're back again with your Week 6 recap, and with me as always, I have... Yeah.
I am McNugget. Hello
Yeah.
there, 5A. Get fucked, Zinj. We'll get into your game soon, but you don't have a third reroll, so get fucked.
Do we just
Thought I'd
avoid
get that-
recapping him now, or...?
No, I just thought I'd get that out nice and early for him, because I know you'll watch it as soon as it's uploaded, so yeah, get fucked, Zinj.
Alright, we're just going to go through the same old spiel, looking over the Week 6 matches, of starting off with Hippie against Demure Nickel, the Strippers against the Dead Poles.
Yep, Hippie doing what Hippie does. Not
Yep.
winning with Wood Elves.
Yep. And picking up
I think this is... Yeah. We'll see if he's picked up a dead War Dancer again this week. I think really big win for Demure Nickel. I think he's been on a bit of a slump in the most recent weeks, considering the team he had and how well he did last season in his division. I think he kind of really needed to start getting some wins back in the division, back on the team. So, not a surprising result. I don't know what you think.
With the season that Hippie's had, I'm not overly surprised. I am, however, a bit disappointed to see that his season is just still crashing down. But, I mean, we're still hoping for the best for the remainder of the season. We still have, 7 weeks left to go?
Yep. I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not an admin.
Alright, so...
Well, there's 13 games, so this is week 6 that they've played, so yeah.
Yeah.
Seven to go.
So, we're hoping that Hippie takes 7 straight wins.
Yeah, but I'm not even that hopeful.
Yeah.
I'll back some crazy shit, but no, even I wouldn't go near Hippie, I'm afraid. Sorry, Hippie. Next season, though. Next season. That's the one.
Next season's the one. He does pick up a bad MVP on the lineman, the loner. We'll see if he keeps him or not.
Bought that, yeah.
Yeah. Next up, the Blessed Ones against Full Metal Alchemist. Now, I was with Crusader and Swag when we were casting part of, or at least casting the entire match as a replay. And first off, shame on you, Metal, for being in the stream while we were casting it, even though it was a replay. But secondly, this result really surprised me. I was actually seeing Metal winning this one.
So what you're saying is Metal again when it comes to the big games to catch up on the leaders bottled it.
Yep.
Yeah, that sounds like Metal.
Yeah,
that sounds like Metal.
Doing what Metal does, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah.
Metal gets that nosebleed when he starts getting away mid-table.
Yeah, okay. Ramhard does, however, pick up the nice MVP on Magnus the Red. It's cheeky skill up. Cheeky skill
it
up.
is indeed. No doubt, Mighty Blow straight in the bag.
Oh,
I
definitely.
expect to see Magnus the Red with Mighty Blow when we go and look at his team.
Either that or guard.
Yeah, I expect Mighty Blow. It's Ramhard.
Yeah, it is Ramhard. He's going to go Mighty Blow.
Up next, and probably the battle of the favourite child versus the least favourite child when it comes to you.
Yes.
I would just like to say the Kleptocrats have only themselves to blame because they allowed the bear to die and thus lost the game.
Yeah. Also, Hummersep, thank you very much for killing at least one of them. I am very happy about this. You are now definitely my favourite child. Sorry, Chubb.
Hummersep's still on that, you know what I mean, that big win streak and result streak from the first couple of weeks of disaster. Really pulling his season round as of lately. When it comes to the Kleptocrats, though, I've already told Razzle that I expect him to buy a new bear, give it a better name, and get back to winning, because unbeaten with the bear, as soon as he let the bear die, he started losing again. It's a fact. If you want to win, you need the bear.
Yeah, you just got to buy the bear again.
Yeah. Call it Hargrim. Call it Hargrim.
Also, picking up a cheeky MVP on Brickwall the Blitzer for Hummersep, giving it a cheeky skill.
Yes, probably Pylon.
Guard.
Maybe Guard. You kind of always want at least one killer with Amazons just to try and fight some removals yourself, so I wouldn't be surprised if you went down the either Pylon or Taco, depending on how much of the Agi teams he's still got to play.
Yeah, agreed. Definitely.
And Donald Trump, not a level up there, but it will be interesting to see. Oh, I think he probably got a level up in game though. being on
Well,
21 SPP. So it'll be interesting to see what that injury is as well.
yeah, we'll have to check that later.
Unless, of course, it was block that he's picked up in the file
Up.
showing it. But
Yeah.
up next, the Berserk hat tricks against the Get Fucked Zinj team.
Get fucked, Singe.
Yeah.
Now
how's your two rerolls now? Just
Buy the third reroll!
Just insert me giving him the fingers, you know what I mean, in the background.
Both teams had one death on each side.
Yep.
Berserk getting a nice Chorf MVP to get a skill.
From what I remember from the result block, though, Berserk did take quite a bit of a bashing from Zinj in that game. I think Zinj definitely went back to his Nurgle roots instead of his actual playing roots. So we had a minus armor bull. We've got an MNG blocker, a dead blocker that had claw, another minus agi blocker, and a dead pestigore. So Zinj showing how valuable that new pestigore was that he bought by it dying and not being a reroll.
Yeah.
But the Chorfs probably losing a bull and a chaos blocker with claw.
I mean, Berserk is... Yeah, at this point in time, Berserk is just looking for recovery. Because losing both...
the Chorf, you don't care.
Yeah, it really doesn't matter. It just means you don't hand off to him. However, having that minus agi bull and having a dead claw blocker...
Minus armor bull.
Oh, minus armor bull.
Yeah, it's just dead.
Yeah, it's dead.
It's turned into burgers for McDonald's.
Yeah. Can't wait to try out the new McBull burger.
Yes. Up next, we've got the Witches Be Trippin' against Pyro's Full Metal's Alchemists.
This is a nice result for Pyro. It's a draw. You can't really be too unhappy with that against Delves. So picking up a draw is, well done.
Picking up from what looked to be a pass, a touchdown, and a casualty as well on top of his MVPs.
Yeah.
So I do like to see a bit of the passing play. And unfortunately, the MVP did go in the lineman for Witches Be Trippin', but it'll be interesting to see if they pick up that loner just as I know it's got an injury there that I can't actually see on it, so I don't think he has picked it up.
It depends heavily on what it is.
Yeah.
Up next, my second favourite child, the Dorflectric Mayhem against Delicacies of Doom, Chubstep against Gajais. I was watching this game, and honestly, I have to say that this was a perfect matchup for Chubstep, because it's Pro Elves, which means Tackle does a thing, and also it's Armor 7, so it's basically an SPP grind, which is exactly what Chubstep got out of this.
Yeah, by the looks of things, picking up 16 SPP there, including the MVP. So, yeah, it'll be nice to see actually Chubstep's team with some levels on it.
Absolutely,
who knows, it might win another game before the end of the season as well.
Woo! He only has a 60% chance of re-rolling.
He did, however, look like he took Mighty Blow on the Blitzer, which is very greedy.
That is my preferred route, actually. But then again, there are, in my opinion, two ways to play Dwarves, but we'll get into that once we look at Chubstep's team.
There's the right way, then there's the Hargrim way, but yeah.
Yes. And finally, something that makes me very happy, Ambi Tanik losing 2-0 and having a death.
As I said, the Rat Ogre survived. That's all we care about.
Yeah, true. But still, I mean, picking up an MVP on Hasty Ratata to get a level, it's nice. But sorry, Ambi, but I have to say, fuck you, because you lost and I'm happy.
Ambi Tanik is the Slayer of Metal. That's what his job is here. He doesn't care about. We don't care about the rest of his results, just that he destroys metal.
Fine. But well done, Ravers, for picking up the win.
Here with one purpose: to rid the world of metal.
All right, fine then. Yeah, but nice win for Ravers.
Yep.
Yeah.
We'll see how that puts him in the league as well. You know what I mean? It's a big win there. So, speaking of the league, will we have a look at the leaderboard or the teams?
Let's look at the board first. Oh, wait, I clicked the wrong button. Berserk at the very top, 5-1-0, having a good season.
It'll be interesting to see if he could stay there in the next few weeks, considering the damage done to his Chorfs from Zinj.
Yeah.
The Golden Child Hummerset on his comeback, joint second there with Ravers. So showing just how big a win that was for Ravers, getting them up that table.
Yep. Fourth, we have Razzle in the Kleptocrats. I mean, 402 isn't bad for Kislev.
Well, if it gets the bear back, it might still have a...
It'll just, as long as the bear's alive, it will win every game from now on. We're calling it now.
Razzle really needs to get the bear back to, really inject him with some...
Winning juice.
To get up the table, yeah.
Yeah.
It's all about that bear back, though, to get the winning juice.
Yeah. And then, obviously, Full Metal and third place, 3-1. Get some bear juice!
No, there's something lost in translation between you and me here, which I'll explain after the recap. But I'm betting a lot of the UK guys are laughing at that. Razzle's need to go bareback and get his bear back.
Oh, no, for fuck's sake! Oh, you dirty sucker!
That's it, Razzle. You heard it here first. Go bareback, get the bear back, rather, and you'll get storming up that table with the juice.
Why do I do this to myself every week?
We do have Mr. Average, well, barely above average, Full Metal here, who is on 3-1-2 along with Zinj. Just imagine how high up the table Zinj would be if he'd had a third reroll.
Yeah. Probably would have been first.
Yeah, I seem to remember Zinj going last week, if I win this game, I'm top of the table, and since then he's basically bottled it.
Yep.
Kind of in the table and on the tipping comp, which we'll get to.
Yep, pretty much. But, I mean, he is perfectly average, just 7th.
Yes. Then we've got Demir Nicholas, as I said, big win for him. Means that he is still a couple of wins within the top of the table and that, which he's got plenty of time to pick up.
I mean, Demir Nickel has had a bit of a tanker of a season, going 2-4. Looking like he's on the way to a comeback.
Yeah.
Ramhard doing, what is it, first season chaos stuff and just, developing, focusing on development, really. Going 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, we've got a wee cluster of coaches here on 1, 2, 3. Chubstep finally picking up that first win. Woo! Go Chubstep!
Go Chub!
And which has been tripping, just obviously going through a bit of a downturn, as I'd say, compared to their early performances. But as I said, it's barely halfway through the season. Still a lot of time to go.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of teams still got the chance to make playoffs or the Challengers Cup.
Yep.
And then, sadly, bringing up the rear end, we do have Pyro, Hippie, and Gajais.
Gajais at the absolute bottom, going 0, 2, 4.
Just rub it in his face. I was nice enough to just clump the three of them together. But you, of course, just want to point out to Gajais.
I have to point... If we point out most of them, we have to point out everyone.
Okay. According to Hargrim, Gajais, you're the worst coach in our division. I didn't want to say that. I want to just clump all the coaches that haven't got a win yet together to make you all feel kind of equally as bad, or at least I'm not the worst. But Hargrim didn't want that, Gajais, so yeah, get fucked.
Gajais, hang in there. Sorry, I'm a bit sadistic at times. Gajais, just hang in there. Do your best. And we can't really say much else. I'm not a motivational speaker. I'm an asshole. Yeah. So let's go look at the teams. Starting off as usual with...
Speaking of assholes.
Well, it's nice for Metal to know he's in the same category as me.
Metal, no development still. A lot of players getting closer, but Tomb Guardians, they had, I think, one good game that got them some levels in. I don't know why, but they've decided that they don't want to kill anything anymore. So, Mighty Blow would be nice if it kicked in. It'll allow them to get a few more levels on these Tomb Guardians. But at the very least, it's a very healthy team.
It's still in one piece. No permanent injuries anywhere. Positionals are fine. No, yet. Yeah. So, yeah.
Double Mighty Blow. He has been picking up clearly a couple of skeleton MVPs, which I'm sure he'll be overjoyed about. But apart from that, just I think a case of a lot of players getting to these main killers, trying to get to that level.
We're forgetting something here. There is pentagram opportunities. There are 3 players who are 1 SPP away from a skill.
Explain it, Tim, then. What does he have to do?
Right. Reza Hawkeye Socket has to throw a pass to Exumi Curtis. Exumi Curtis then throws a pass to Maro Ross, and Maro Ross then hands it off to Mace Humorous. Done. Unless he wants to hand it off to Flammable Alchemist, the Tomb Guardian, and then throw a vanity score with him, and then throw a vanity pass with it.
It's possible. I expect to see all of that done. Good man.
Yep. We both expect...
Get some levels for next week. That's
Yep.
all we're asking. It's not much to ask.
Yeah, it really isn't. Next up, our favourite child, Hammersep.
Hammersep. Just MNG on Cali Cliffhanger, but...
She's fine. She's fine.
He took dive and tackle.
I can see why, but I can't see why you would take diving tackle before tackle.
Or pile on. Or
Yeah.
guard. Or Hummer. Unless Hummer's got like 3 agility teams in a row, but then they still probably have dodge. But, I mean, he's winning. I don't play a lot of Zons. I presume he hopefully knows what he's doing. He bases a lot with them, so I doubt it. But at least when he bases his killer now, it's dive and tackle to dodge away instead of just punching his killer.
Yep,
So,
and it is still a blodge piece, so there's a pretty
I
good
can
chance
see
that it stays
Hummer
on its
logic.
feet.
If I'm going to base with my killer, I'm going to at least make it hard for them to dodge away.
Yeah, I can see that.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Yeah. Keep up the good work, Hummer, and keep the wins coming in.
And then you stay our favourite child.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Chubstep is taking over. Next up, Get Fucked Singe.
Yeah.
Hey, look! No third reroll. Let's go. Next.
No, he rebought the Dead Pestigor again.
Why? You had the money for a team reroll. I think he's just doing it purely out of spite now.
But you know what's better? Because his team's just getting fucked up because of it. So I win both ways. Zinj isn't winning games and he's not. So there you go. It's like, yeah, okay. You're just making your team worse now.
Thank you, Zinj.
What will happen is he'll have a Malignal Warrior or the Beast die, and then he'll go into next season and he'll still not have three rerolls.
Oh my god, that would be hilarious.
That's what will happen.
Yeah.
That'll be brilliant.
He does have block on most of his positionals now, on all 4 warriors, which is very nice. Block on 2 pesties is very nice too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for some reason, that guard rotter is still alive.
It's a freaking miracle.
It really is. It really is.
I'm surprised no one has put a boot in its face yet.
I don't know why. But
Boo to everyone for not booting that guard rotter.
Boo-ons.
Yeah. Right. Moving up next to Pyro TJ's Full Metal's Alchemists.
Yes, Pyro, the master of the draw. I think at this stage we have to start calling him.
Yep. I mean, he's got block on Morkra. Solid choice for a strength 4 ball carrier.
Definitely.
And he finally picked up another level on the Tomb Guardian. Thothmas T picking up Mighty Blow.
Yes, it's very nice. Obviously, I think Pyro at this stage is looking to see as much development as he can get for between now and the rest of the season. So, Mighty Blow first, I expect on all of these Tomb Guardians just to try and get them to level 4 or level 3 before the end of the season.
Yeah.
Some nice dirty player there. The minus AG on the major bat, as we've said before, it's not that big an issue.
It's Camry. You're dealing with Agi too anyways, so...
It's not a big deal.
Yeah.
And Phil Matal, I wouldn't be surprised picking up tackle next level pretty soon after these.
One casualty
these
away.
next game. Yeah. But it's a team on the men still, but hopefully a team that gets some more development on it in the next couple of weeks.
Absolutely, yeah. Excuse me. Moving on to Gajisis Delicacies of Doom.
Well, as you call them, the shittest team in 5A, so you may as well.
I never said that. But yes. Wait, what? Nah. MMG on the Wrestle Lino. No big deal, really. You have another one. I mean, I don't really remember what happened during this game. But yeah, I mean, it's still a team that's constantly on the recovery. He has, luckily, not lost a player.
Well, we say he's not lost a player. Philip Afear probably needs replaced at some point, being, of course, a Movement 6 blitzer.
Yeah. You can live with the movement 6 blitzer for the time being, but once you have the cash,
yeah,
I'd look into replacing him.
I think Gajais takes care of his blitzers about as well as Hippie takes care of his war dancers, because Filter Fear is going to be on their 3rd version in about 7 weeks.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it is with you elf coaches, but you need to be taking better care of your positionals. There's a thing called an elf screen that you want to do to protect them.
And it also, stops the score.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, Gajais, just hang in there. I think we say that every week, basically. Just, yeah. There's nothing more I can say. Moving on to Ravers' Serpents of Inuruk.
Raver showing that he keeps all those lovely stat ups for the main positionals, the Witch Elves. So now not only has a strength 4 block Witch Elf, but he's got a movement 8 one.
I mean, this is just becoming a freakishly good Delph team.
It's becoming a very nice, you know what I mean? So it's got some guard there, which is sweet. It's got Mighty Blow, so it allows you to kind of use the 2 Witch Elves in more of a controlling, sacking style of play, which is really nice as well.
Yep.
I'd say what you immediately want to do is just pile all your touchdowns on Black Mamba as quickly as possible, just to get her to that block stage, because at the moment she's still very susceptible to getting banged on and fouled and stuff. So I would say, so I would let the rest of the team kind of develop as it can over the next few weeks, but really focus on getting some touchdowns on Black Mamba.
Yep.
Apart from that, it's becoming a very, very strong Dark Elf team, and a team that you highly suspect will be up near the top of the table come the end of the season as well.
Most definitely, at least the way this team is developing. And if not this season, then definitely next season. This could be a very dangerous team for next season.
Up next, we've got Ambi Tanique. Now, we are, of course, missing a Storm Vermin from the team.
It's the Claw...
Yeah.
It's the Claw Palm, so I'm well chuffed about that.
Yeah, we did see, though, that Hasty Ratata, one of the benefits of recycling your gutter runners is the fact that it gives them better chance to roll better levels up. Did, of course, roll a double.
2 heads, solid choice.
It's a very nice 2 heads as well. So that's an improvement immediately on what you had before. Also, just waiting to get some more money to buy that Storm Vermin back. But at the moment, he'll have Brave Rata with the Mighty Blow Pylon Tackle to do him, plus Raticate that's just 4 SPP away from getting Claw.
Yeah.
Because I've already decided that it's going to roll doubles for him, and we've agreed it's not taking block.
Nugget hacked the dice seed, everyone.
I did.
Just so you know.
Just for this team. But it's still a rat team with good numbers, and all the red in the ledger is in the right places. It's not strength, it's not armor, which means those line rats still have a job to do. So
line fodder!
Exactly what you want to see. So took a wee step back losing this week, but I imagine that Ambi Tanique will be back into winning ways in the next week or the week after.
Yeah. Quirky Ratata is also 1 SPP away from a level, so just throw a...
Vanity!
Yeah. It's just become our thing to just tell people to throw vanity passes, no matter if they play Khemri or Skaven.
Yes.
Yep. So yeah, I mean, Ambi Tanique's team is...
Oh, I was about to say, Chubstep told me that he was buying a new player for his dwarf team, but didn't tell you what he named it. So, go have a look.
Oh no. Oh, he bought a Death Roller. And he called it PG Tips. Oh, that's amazing, Chubb. I love it.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you want to make excuses why you told him to take Mighty Blow and Blitzers, and then I'll tell you why you were wrong?
Yes. So as I said, there are, in my opinion, 2 ways to play dwarves. The one of them is my way, and then the quote-unquote correct way. So far, you've done it the correct way with the Longbeards and with the Troll Slayers. However, a lot of people prefer guard on their blitzers as the first skill, because that gives them a lot of mobility. It means that you can position them where you want them when you need them. However, with the way that I play dwarves, I like having my positionals as my Mighty Blow pieces as the first skill, because it means you have core removal pieces that you don't base, but you use to blitz, or you use them to support the blitz, which means that they're always free and you can always blitz with them if you need them to blitz. It also means that if you have a Troll Slayer with Mighty Blow and you don't really want to use Frenzy in case it messes up, you can use a blitzer with the same skill to blitz and then not follow, because you have the choice. Secondly, the Longbeards take Stand Firm as the second skill, because this way you have a line of dwarfs that are just saying you're not moving past this. Every block you take, and if it's not a knockdown, you just stand firm and you keep your opponent in place. It's especially good against teams like Nurgle, Khemri, and other bash teams that have low agi, because it means that they can't afford to 4 or 5+ dodge their players out. But they're just stood there, based, and you can use the rest of your team to do whatever you want with them. But of course, you only put 3 dwarfs with guard stand firm on the line. I disagree with the Death Roller, though, because I'm not personally a big fan with it, but it's a good piece.
I think at this point, Chubstep's going, I either have fun for the rest of the season because I'm not winning the league, so I may as well get a Death Roller and have a bit of fun with it. And then if I keep my team, I can just cut it.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, it's still a strength 7 piece.
With Mighty Blow, Stand Firm, and Juggernaut, and Dirty Player too. Break Tackle. Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a good piece, don't get me wrong. I just don't like having it on the Dwarf team. Because I find it too unreliable.
I like it because it's called PG Tips.
Yeah. I like it too because you called it PG Tips.
Yes.
So, I mean, Chubstep,
Turn 16 respectful with it, just like I would.
Yeah. Yeah. I wholeheartedly agree with this statement.
Definitely.
But yeah, Chubstep just, having one win now should hopefully spell a better start for you. You have 4 pieces with Mighty Blow, which is always great. All you really want is to get Gonzo the second and Clifford up in SP. Just buy 1 SPP just so you can have a full line of guard. Because doing that just means it's so hard for your opponent to produce 2-die blocks unless they're willing to commit a bucket load of players to try and do it. In which case you're happy because now you have the movement and excess players to just walk around and do what you want. So yeah, keep it up, Chubb.
You heard it here first. Hargrim wants you to keep it up for him, Chubb.
Yes. Up next, Crow Dog's Witches Be Trippin'. Again, Trim.
Crow Dog, of course, recovering from his Witches Be Trippin' face first into death.
Yeah.
So we did at least get the Rookie Witch, you know what I mean, as a new purchase, and Rufus. And it's still, the thing is though here, it's still a very scary Dark Elf team because of course you've got the 3 blodging blitzers. We've got Mighty Blow in there, Agi 5, as well as Tackle and Sidestep.
Yep.
The Rookie Blitzer will level up extremely quickly as well, and the Witch will as well. So although you have taken a couple of hits in the case with the tripped witches, it won't take you long at all, Crow Dog, to re-level the Witch and the Blitzer and that and get back on track. And you'll already have the backbone of the Blodge, the Tackle, the Mighty Blow, and the Agi 5, and the Guard Lineman as well.
Yeah. I mean, it's just a way of elves that you constantly cycle through both positionals and linemen.
Yeah.
But it's so easy to get them at least their first 2 skills very quickly.
Yeah, you can catch up the development train.
Yeah, if you really want to, you can just do, Davo passing, standing in the backfield, just throwing vanity passes for 5-6 turns, and then just move it up and score on the player that you want to score with.
Yeah.
And boom, there you have levels. So yeah, I mean, just keep recovering, throw a bunch of vanity passes on Rufus the Witch Elf and Busher the Blitzer, just to get them up by a few SPs, and yeah, hopefully get them leveled in the next match or 2.
So up next, we've got Berserk and his Chorse that slapped the shit out of Zinj. What I will say, this is a team that everybody wants to play next week.
Oh, hell yes. This is a severely weakened Chorf team. Everyone wants to play it. And there is
a bull, and I think you probably have to keep that bull just until you can get money to replace it. Because you're at least 2 games worth of good gold rolls before you can replace it.
Yep.
So you'll have another game with it. As I said, the Claw one was dead. So
Blood Axe, really isn't a lot of money to replace the missing Chorfs either.
He's already replaced the dead one with Igor Hatless. So that's where some of the gold went there. I wouldn't have hated keeping that 70k and replacing the bull after next week. So, yes, it means you would have played with 3 chores next week. Well, this round. But it means the next round, you would have had the bull fresh and then only been 70k up for a chorf.
Yeah.
But it's a team that probably everybody wants to play next week because it's really been banged up. But
It's
apart from
heavily
the damage that's been done, yes, the claw died, but it was just a claw. The MNG will be back next week. The minus agi is not a big issue. It's just when the MNG is clear, it'll be back to normal and it'll just be down a bull. So it's by no means terrible. This is what's happens though when you've got a lot of SPP on hobgoblins and not enough on your chores.
Your chorfs get banged up because they're easy targets now.
What happens is when you go down chores and you're replacing them, you get hobgoblins as linemen. So instead of having more guard on your chores or guard mighty blow because you've been handing off to them and all that stuff, you've now got 2 guard chores. You'll have 4 rookie chores, and you've got 2 hobgoblins that are more expensive than those replacements.
Yeah.
So it is definitely a big motivation probably for the rest of the season to try and get some development on these chores. I keep saying, but definitely next week is probably the biggest chance of him losing. So it will be interesting to see who he plays. Probably wants to actually face one of the elf teams because I think at least against the elf teams they're probably a bit easier to remove. He's got some 7. He's got the bull, whereas the bash teams I think are just going to go wild on the hobgoblins.
Yeah. It's just a matter of coming back from this massive damage on the team.
It's not even massive. It's a bull and a chorf, and as I said, the bull only had block and the chorf just had claw. It's more the MNG side of things all at once, and the lack of development because you're now looking at you've got 3 guard or 2 guard rather. On your whole team.
Yeah,
and it's a the longer the season goes on and the more development other teams get, the worse that is because you'll find Chaos now are strength 4 with block. So guard doesn't really work. You look at Zinj, you've got 4 block warriors. Chubstep, 3 guard. Kislev picking up guard. So everybody's picking up guard whilst you're now playing catch up massively.
Yeah.
So it's tricky. It'll be tough to see what happens. It'll be interesting to see who he gets next week and how he gets on in the next couple of weeks to recover.
Yeah. We're going to be keeping our eye on you, Berserk.
Then up next, your favourite team?
Yeah. I mean, they had 1 death.
It was the backbone of the team, though.
Yeah.
It was the MVP.
I'm sad. I'm sad that the bear died, but not really.
Well, he kept winning with the bear, so everybody's glad the bear died.
Yeah. I mean, nothing much has really happened. There's 2 blodge catchers now. Mighty blow, block, mighty blow, tackle, blitzer, block guard, blitzer.
Donald Trump getting block guard, it's team picking up more guard, more block.
It's a Kislev team without a bear.
It's a Kislev team that needs to get a bear again.
And it's a dangerous Kislev team because, triple guard is nasty with a full team that can leap.
Yes, especially with the guard on the catchers as well. It is becoming quite the fearsome opponent.
Yeah, it just means that no cage is safe. With 3 guard on the team, no cage is safe.
Definitely not.
Yeah.
And up next we've got Ramhard, who did in fact surprisingly take guard.
Woo!
On Magnus
I told ya!
So Ramhard building Chaos Warriors block guard, but building killers without block. It's the Chaos way.
Yeah.
But no, Ramhard definitely he's here for the preparing for next season as well, as I'd say. That's the smart choice there, taking the guard. He's obviously going, look, got half a season here to get that guard to mighty blow or level it up as needed, but at worst next season I'll have guard on it already. So it's a smart long-term play. Of course, Mortarion, the Reaper, the Chaos Warrior here that was a replacement last match, so has only played 1 game. It's the one trailing behind sort of thing at the moment, so no doubt he was trying to funnel some scores onto Mortarion.
It also, currently Kolbada is an MNG, which means his next match he won't have a Claw Mighty. So it could have serious implications in his next matchup, depending on who he faces, of course.
Definitely, but we've got some line forward on the Beastmen. We're getting the SPP on the positional, so Ramhad, he's playing the smart way. I think it is for Chaos,
Absolutely,
except for not putting block on his killer.
Yeah.
But I don't know if it was Ramhad, and if you listen, please tell me. But please say that was a 1 in 9 that led to the MNG, because if it was, that'd be so funny.
I think the first thing we're going to do next recap, if it was a 1 in 9, we'll both have a laugh.
Oh, yeah.
First thing.
Yeah.
Right. Moving up to Hippie's Amazing Strippers. Both War Dancers are alive!
Yes, he kept it alive. Woo! Well done, Hippie. Woo! That's possibly the best game Hippie's played this season. He didn't lose a War Dancer for 2 games.
Yeah!
Yay! It's still a really good. I think it's still a really good Wood Elf team. I mean, he'll be gutted that he was 10k short of the second reroll, well, the third reroll in game, because once he gets that, he's sorted reroll wise and can then just focus on leveling his positionals and getting more of them.
Yeah. At least every rostered player has a skill, and all of the elves have dodge.
Yes. So ideally, he doesn't play Chubstep.
Yeah. Ideally, we'll have to see about that.
Yeah, but it's a team still doing really well despite the results it's taken. The block tree is fantastic. The War Dancer levels up quickly enough. It's fine to pass Hippie will level it next game. Whether he keeps it alive will be a different matter, but it'll level next game. And then, as I said, it's just a case of picking up these positionals. And as you said, the rest of the team's got some nice development as well. So it's still a really strong team.
Absolutely, yeah. And last but not least, Demure Nichols Deadpols. Let's have a look at this team. Picking up tackle on the Edge Guard White.
Nice. It's a cheeky wee, obviously, you know what I mean, dodge out of position if he needs to go and snipe something with the tackle. It helps against the Agi teams. It's you know what I mean, when it comes to the next layer of development, tackles stand firm. There's many different ways you could do it, but he's looking at it in the sense of he's got one wolf. He might want the white to have tackle as well, so that he can position the guard with tackle around. So nice pick up there for sure.
Definitely.
The rest of the team is still coming along very nicely. Of course, Napoleon just going to take its time to get back to block in that sense, but not much. Like William Kilberforce is a guaranteed removal and a replacement. You don't need Armor 7 Zombie for no reason.
No.
But apart from that, and your apparent Indian accent on that, because I don't know what that no was all about. It's a team. As I said, you know what I mean. Hopefully, we'll start picking up more wins.
Yep. I mean, as we mentioned, Demure Nickel has had a bit of a tanker of a season, but he looks like he's on his way to a comeback.
Definitely, still plenty of time left in the season as well to turn it around and go challenge those boys at the top.
Absolutely, yeah. Right, now let's have a look at next week's matchups. We have Hippie v Zinj. Nurgle against Wood
Elves. The one good news is Zinj doesn't have Mighty Blow. The bad news is he's got block on a lot of things.
Also, the Disturbing Presence.
Yeah, but happy I'll just put the ball in hand and run. Could I? Funnily enough, I've tipped draw for this game.
So have I.
Yeah. I've may have picked draw for them all, but no, it's definitely a game in which I hope Zinj gets fucked further by not having a third reroll, and Hippie just. It'd be nice to see Hippie kill some stuff, presumably, hopefully warriors or positionals. So yeah, I would like to see that.
Yes, just to punish Zinj for not picking up that third reroll.
Yeah, exactly. Yep. Up next, we've got Hummersep versus Pyro's Full Metals Alchemists.
This is way in favor.
Pyro.
It's a tough one for Pyro, and way
Pyro
in
needs
favor.
to roll Pulse. He doesn't have tackle yet. He needs to roll those big fat yellow ones against the Zon women.
Yeah, it's a nice matchup for Hummersep though. Very nice matchup.
Yes. Then up next we've got Full Metal against Chubstep.
Gajais.
Oh, Gajai, sorry. I'm sorry, Gijais. This is why I tried to be nicer to you earlier, but Hardram hates you for some reason, and
So does this week, apparently.
the good news is you probably won't need to fire the minus movement blitzer. I presume Metal's just going to kill it for you.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Metal's got Mighty Blow and Tackle, and it's probably going to do a lot of work in this game.
Yeah, that seems about right.
Good luck, Gijais. Good luck.
Fingers crossed.
Yep. Up next, we've then got Demure Nickel versus the Serpent of Innerut, which is Ravers.
Yep.
Big game, this. Big game. Two strong teams. And Demure Nickel kind of, knows if he wins this, it's another step up the leaderboard for him. Whereas Ravers will be wanting to make sure he picks up the win here himself in order to keep that challenge up against the top boys.
The big boys.
Yes, the big boys.
Yes. Then we have Ramhard versus Ambitanique, Revenge of the Rattatas against the Blessed Ones. I think this is heavily in favour of the Rats.
This game, yeah. Especially with the Claw, Mighty Blow, Pestigore being out of commission.
It means no threat towards the Rat Ogre.
Well, it also means that the only Mighty Blow in the team is on that Chaos Warrior without block, and Ramhard will have to be wary of the Rat Ogre and the other Skaven Blitzer when using that warrior.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah, I would say I expect Ambitanique to pick up the win here. It will be a case of how much it costs him.
Next up, second favourite son, Chubstep against the Kleptocrats. Usually, Kislev against Dwarves is really bad for the Dwarves, but I think Chubstep might actually be able to do a lot of damage with the amount of Mighty Blow that he has. And also, being able to equal the amount of Guard is not really good for Chubstep, but I think he can manage.
It's almost as if it would have been nice if Chubstep had one or two other Guard. Maybe on his Blitzers, kind of takes him up to like 5 Guard as well as Mobile Guard and everything like that. You know what I mean? I don't know why a Dwarf Coach wouldn't be recommended that. But I expect, hopefully, if Chubstep's Mighty Blow Tackle kicks in, this could be a very rough game for the Kleptocrats. But at the same point, they do have the maneuverability and the Guard and the block as well to still make Chubstep's life a nightmare. So it will be an interesting game to see for sure.
Then again,
the Kleptocrats don't have the bear, so I expect the Dwarfs to win.
Yeah, there is also a Death Roller.
There is.
Which might run over a few Kislev players.
Possibly.
Literally.
Should be hilarious.
Yeah, should be hilarious. And finally, the lucky man, Crow Dog, pulling out Berserk for this week.
Probably the best week that banged up Dark Elf team could ever play the chores.
Absolutely.
It's going to be a tough game for Berserk, as I said. The Witches be tripping. As I said, it's still a really strong team in the sense it's got the RG5, it's got the Mighty Blow. It's only going to face 3 Tackle, if I can remember correctly.
4.
From the Chors. 4. Was there 4 Chors that are back? And there's going to be lots of Hobgoblins that snipe and dance around.
Yeah, absolutely.
So it will be definitely an interesting game for sure.
Most definitely. And the thing you've all been waiting for, the Week 6 tipping comp.
This is when I don't have to care about the rest of the recap, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much. This is just my job, really.
Yeah.
In first place, Hummerstep still in the lead with 23 points. Pyro TJ with 21, and Demure Nickel with 19, taking up the top 3. Then we have Ambitanique and Razzlestorm at 17, Ramhard at 16, Nugget and I at 15, Singe at 13, Metal and Ravers at 12, and Henderson Hippie with their points from last week as well, 6 and 3.
Wait, you mean that despite seeing all draws since basically the start of the competition, I still got more points than the master mathematician Zinge?
Yeah.
Oh.
And it also means me, one of the laziest fuckers here, has
who
managed...
Copies me, yeah.
Who copies basically anyone, mostly Metal though, is ahead of you. So good job, Singe. Good job.
Yeah, good job. How's those 2 rerolls working out for you as well?
We're just never going to let him get off of that.
No, never.
Right. That's all we had for you this week, lads.
Next week's going to be a bit interesting, though, because we're away.
Yes, we're going to be in Austria, which means your recap is going to be delayed by a few days. I mean, I'm not back until Monday late evening. I land at about 10:30 Danish time.
We don't leave today, you idiot. We leave next Thursday for almost a week.
I know.
So the recap's going to be delayed until Tuesday, or we just need to try and... If you all play before Wednesday, we can do a recap before we go.
Yeah.
If you don't, tough shit. We'll maybe find somebody else to cover it.
Or it's going to be late.
Yeah, like Tuesday. And then we do another recap on the Thursday.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. No. Because both Nugget and I are going to be at the Tabletop World Cup. Drinking ourselves absolutely shit-faced. Hopefully with pictures of Nugget with his very fancy new T-shirt.
What happens on Quiplash stays on Quiplash.
It was TKO, you moron.
I don't know. I don't care what the game is. I just fucking win at it.
All right. Thanks for this week, lads. And in the immortal words of...
It does look like there's a lot of games being played tonight as well that I think Hummer said that he's recapping.
Let's have a look. Oh, yeah. It seems like Hummersep is playing in...
Hummerstep's playing, as is Demir Nickel and Ravers, and Barry Austin and Ambi Tanique.
Yep. They're playing, 3 matches today.
Tonight, yeah. So, I'm maybe go tell Hargrim to fucking cast one of them if the rest can't.
Yeah.
I think the one that's the one that looks to be needing recapped is Bramhard versus the Rats at 9 o'clock UTC.
Yeah, I might be able to do something about that. We'll have to look into that.
Everybody tag Hargrim in the schedule channel. Tell him to do it. Peer pressure and bullying, I'm always a fan of. So,
of course you are.
Go do it. And in the immortal words of Gerber, get fucked, Zinj.
Stay classy, folks.